Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Stephen Nicholas, former Berkshire County player in the UK, and a former British County, British National and International Darts referee for the former British Darts Organisation and the World Darts Federation. I have 4 great players from WA and team captains representing Australia, Ireland, England and the rest of the world for the up-and-coming Hot Nations Darts tournament that will be held on Saturday 18th and 19th of April at the Stirling Adriatic Centre. I will be asking some fun and serious questions about darts in general and their insight of the Hot Nations tournament ahead. So allow me to introduce England captain David Platt.
Good night.
Ireland captain Tom Wiley.
Evening, mate.
Australian captain Darren Yaxley.
Good evening.
And rest of the world captain Anton Stockman. Well,
Good evening.
well.
Van der Kock.
Right, these are a few easy questions for you. Alright. I'm going to ask this question to who's the most experienced one? David, I think.
Of course.
She's good around the block, isn't he?
So they
What does representing your region or county mean to you personally, and obviously being the captain of your team?
What does it mean? Oh, where do you begin with this one? You don't usually wear your country's top and want to come second in anything. So obviously, wearing this top, I'm out here to beat these other 3 Muppets. You know, I'm not going to stand by and just let them roll over and my belly tickled. And my team are all in the same vein. So yeah, it's a national pride. It's unmarkable. You can't put a marker on it. So yeah, that's where I stand with that one.
Yeah, good answer. What about you, Dan?
I think for the Australian team, looking down at the Ashes and things like that with England, I think Australia will just destroy the English.
Oh, I love the patriotism for that. Oh, that's good. What about you in Tom, Ireland? You're always in the mix somewhere.
Oh, we will be. I've put together a good team of lads. We're not coming here just to take part. We're coming here to win it. And if nothing else, we're going to make sure we beat the English.
Yeah. We'll see.
That's 2 on us.
Two against the English here.
Look like you outnumbered there.
Lovely.
Anton, you want to swing it here?
Oh, Jim's on time.
Anton, what do you reckon?
Wait, well, the 3 in front, yeah, won't be asked. I'm just saying, yeah, putting in a good show, but the thing is, you've got to be realistic. It's just been put together, and we'll try and make a good fist of it.
Well, this is the first one, isn't it? Of hopefully many. So we can always work on that, can't we? As
We can.
Achieve more teams. Like,
Yeah.
Representation of darts is great. The more publicity we're getting darts, the better the game overall, especially in Australia.
It's all about that.
It's all about darts, yeah, you're correct. All right, some good answers there. All right, the second question. A little bit more near the nothing. As rivals, who do you see as the biggest threat in this first ever tournament, team and player-wise, and why? I'll ask you up the top. Go for that.
Well, the standard of player of this speaks for itself. You've got international players, you've got Flatty who's played World Championships, Howard who's played WDF World Championship, state players, and then we've got a load of Irish boys who are just going to fight for every point. It doesn't matter who you are or what you've done before, we are going to win.
Yeah. What about you, Anton? What do you think?
Yeah, I've got one team as a standout because I know who's in, who's out. So I'd have to sort of rate at this stage Australia.
Australia. Okay.
Yes. Just
Very, very.
Where's you backing yourself, man? What's wrong with you?
I'm being honest.
You said no, as realistic.
Yeah, realistic.
Yeah.
What about you, Darren? That's your mentor.
Yeah. Apart from Anton, I see the English as the toughest. Like with the Australian team, we've got several good players and a couple of juniors in there that could upset some of the senior players down with the other teams.
Which is good for darts.
Which is very good for darts, yeah. You still got
And taking over from the old boys like myself.
you've got young Mitchell Galby and Yeah, so
Excellent. Yeah, good. What about you, David?
Look, like Tom said, we've got a wealth of experience in our team. I think that'll augur well for what we're able to achieve, what we want to achieve. Quite humbled with Darren saying that he feels that the England team, I genuinely think, even though Anton puts himself down in his team, there's players in that team that's going to roll some of us big boys, so I know that. So for him just to be so negative in his team is a bit strange because, you know, if you can't back yourself, you know. But I do believe that we have got experience that may be the telling factor come Sunday's final game.
But don't you think that's a little bit of a ploy from?
Yeah, I know where he's coming from. I know what he's doing. He's the Vandercock.
still don't discount the Irish.
No, we don't count on.
Several good players.
It's on the day, you know.
Or the England players.
Yeah, great answers. Right, this is a bit cheeky, a bit fun. This is a really good question. If you could pick one player from an opposing team to join yours, who would it be? Darren, I'll ask you that one.
God, Darren.
I would take Dave Burke.
Dave
Burke.
I don't know the name.
And that's a good choice. That is a very good choice.
An Irishman.
But by the sound of the other players, when you mentioned his name, must be a pretty good player.
He is.
Yeah. What about you, Anton?
I have one, and he's very universal. Wherever the position is Dave Platt.
Dave Platt. Yeah. He's got a wealth of experience, isn't he?
The international side and everything else, you know, he can just fall into a team. Just the exuberance anyway. Just lifts the team. That's just my take on it.
He's up 50, mate.
What about you, Tom?
Oh, like as Anton said, it's hard to look past the likes of Platty. You've got the Australian boys with Lindsay Hadji, Australian international. But I was really going to pick someone who I think could slot into my team well, it'd be Inaugural. I'm good friends with him over the last year. He's only been playing 2 years. Super little player. And he loves a drink with the Irish boys, so he'd fit in perfectly.
He's always like, doesn't matter what the Irish boys.
He certainly would fit in with you boys.
Glad you mentioned Lindsay Hadji.
Well, Australian international, it's hard not to.
Played with him for a while. Long time ago now. He's done good things. He's come through the ranks, played state, and played in the World Cup as well. So he's on really. What about you, David? Who do you think?
Well, Tom's just named the two that I would definitely, if I could hijack them, I would. Lindsay Hadji and Nina Galuni. Like you said, Nina, for such a newcomer to go.
Yeah.
But,
The pocket dynamo.
yeah.
He's playing well, though, you know.
Yeah.
He's a sniper.
That's good. Excellent. Right. In your opinion, what is your biggest strength going into this competition? Tom?
For me, I have to say, picking teams. I've got a great record on it. I'm captain. Like about 3 years ago, I took over as West Coast captain. We won the States and the Metros undefeated that year.
Yeah.
We're second in the States the following year, and since I've taken over as the Dutch captain, we've won 2 Metros in the States without dropping a game. I have a great knack of knowing who to put where and who can do what when it's needed. And so far, it's worked out pretty well.
I'll argue with that one.
What about you, Dan? Same.
I think our strength is experience. Knowing all of our players that I think that I've chosen is quite comfortably in a position where they can handle pressure. And make no mistake, this weekend's all about pressure and bottle. And if you've got bottle, you can handle the pressure. You could be walking away with this thing behind us, and all of us want it. And you ask any one of us, we want this. This is the inaugural. We want this, and I do think England's got it in the bag.
Well, that's what you think, Anton.
Yeah, as an interim captain, I can only speak what's in front. I had to make some changes or get new inclusive players. So to me, there's 3 or 4 that are handy, but just what is picture? The team is there to perform, and we'll see how it goes.
The players that we're playing with,
thing is, like I said,
Gain experience from me.
we've got few experience, but you have to make wholesale changes. So it's a new team,
New tour.
new tournament.
What about you, John?
I think we've got a great mix of players, and I support each and every one of them, especially when it comes to playing England.
I ain't got warmed up on you yet.
Like you're not playing.
All I can say is advance Australia from here, because we're going to take these boys.
Well, good origin spirit. That's what I'm saying.
What's on your passport? Country of origin? Fantasy Island? Gee.
Right. I love your subtleness, Dave. I really do.
As you know, this darts is much of a mental sport. How do you keep yourself and your team mates focused under pressure? Terribly, or something because you're Aussie.
Under pressure, we don't drink so much as like what the Irish do, and probably the English. So we'll be focused all the way along.
Yeah.
We've got good up front players, and every player will support each other, so they'll be fine.
What about you, Dave?
What was the question again?
Put your hand up if you like.
I'm joking.
No, darts.
No, yeah, I was joking. I just think, like, again, we're just going to revolve around, like, experience, and just everyone knows that they're here to do a job, and that is the key to making it happen, is that you've got a job to do. You know how best to handle you. I know how best to handle Dave Platt. So I can only speak, like, how we're going to, just be ourselves, play our game the way we play our game, and that should get us through.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm just surmising. I mean, each individual's different. Like I said, we've got one or two that are experienced, so they know how to play the game. As long as you have fun and there's no tension, camaraderie, the whole 12, there's one.
That's a good argument because that's what it is, a team sport. You're playing as individuals, you're playing for a team as well.
Correct.
And giving people or players motivation and the support they need through actually the games is a lot. That's what the captain's for. If you agree to that, I think so.
Oh, 100%, yeah. Like Tom said earlier, he's very experienced in putting teams where they should be playing, so
That's right.
we will be taking that into consideration. Thanks for that, Thomas.
Years old, which is all having loads of medals because of it.
We'll be watching Tom closely too.
A question for all of you now. How and when did you start playing darts? And what motivated you to take up the sport? Darren.
I first started playing darts in 1986 and fell in love with the game, and I've playing with some seriously good dart players back home in New Zealand, and I just followed it through. I mean, darts is a great sport for everybody to take up.
Yeah, and you can play on forever and ever.
I think so. There's no age restrictions.
Yeah, I've seen some of his games and they go on forever.
I enjoy playing you, Mr. Plant. Thank you very much.
That's why he's a non-playing captain.
That's right. I am a non-playing captain, but I
There's a reason.
What about you, Tom? How did you get started?
In 91, just walked into a pub, and it was actually. It didn't hurt. No.
She got the door first.
It's just that apparently they just had some darts happening there, and it took off in a sense. We were practicing, and the team was, I was there before the start of the season, so I got asked to play, practice.
So since I've been playing for the my impediment, has that made any difference to your darts? Has it made you better?
I started in 91, had the accident in 93, so
It's been a while then.
yeah. So I've been used to having one. Okay. So I would have liked to have sort of like had both, but that wasn't to be.
Like a Aussie term, I like saying, good on you, mate. Keep you going.
Cheers.
Right.
It's not about your disabilities. It's what you've got. With your capabilities.
Yeah. Make the most important.
Yeah.
Have them.
So I don't. I strive.
Yeah. What about you, Tom?
I think it was about 2005, 2006 I got into it purely by chance. There was always a dartboard up in the house, but my old man played it on the local pub team, Donnelly's Pub. Their B team were short a player, and I pretty much got ushered into the back of a taxi and said, "You're going to play darts tonight."
How old were you then?
I would have been 20 or 21, and won the game, and that was it. That was me hooked.
Big go. Because I know I've been thrashed by you a few times.
Every now and again I can still throw a few.
Second ones, which is my highlight. But there you go. What about you, David? I know you've got lots of experience. You've done quite a lot of things in darts.
Yeah, I started. I was lucky, I suppose, because I was brought up in a pub. So what did they do? Pool and darts and crib. Remember crib and go?
Cribbage.
Dominoes. But yeah, I brought up in a pub, so I had access to a dartboard, pool table, misspent youth, and that was it.
No, look, just that.
A while. But funnily enough, a little story. We used to have to wait for them to finish on a night time. Pubs used to shut about 10:30 then, and we'd got school the next day. But at 12 o'clock, my dad would be coming into the pub and getting us off the dartboard because we'd sneak out of our bedrooms, and me and my twin brother would be on the dartboard. And oh boy, did we get into trouble!
So that's where you got your experience from.
Yeah, my dad. I could have been an Olympic runner as well.
Oh, well done. There's good answers there. Right, next question. It's all about memories, experience. What has been your most memorable moment or experience in dance? Anton, what do you say?
Yeah, the 2023, going to England, the other side, the disabled.
Oh, right.
Yeah. To me, I've never been abroad, like being in England. Yeah, that was something. That was an experience.
It is.
That's a highlight.
It's an experience every time I go back. I don't want to come back again.
Yeah, it's an experience, but not a good one.
But yeah, dance for everybody, even disabled. I've even refereed blind dance. You ever seen blind dance?
I've seen it a few days here.
They obviously haven't.
Throw dance.
Did you watch my first 3 legs last Friday night?
Alright, what about you, Jack?
2000, winning New Zealand team's gold. Was my best memory, but since being in Australia, it's meeting all you people.
Yeah, God plays like family. I mean,
Yeah.
we have the squabbles, we have our moments, we have our everything. But at the end of the day, it gets dark. Don't forget. But we're all the same family, we're all passionate about the sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the main thing, isn't it? So, what about you then, Tom?
Probably in around 2020, 2015, 2016. Fell in love with the game, hated it, just packed them in, didn't pick them up for 4 or 5 years. Been around the time of COVID, I seen Platty put up a post about starting the Dutch Super Series. I was like, that's it open to everyone. He got me down, really got me back into it. And it really worked out well because I beat him 3-0 in the final.
You've done many times.
So it was great to get back into it, back playing well, and then to beat someone like him in your first proper final match, that has to be right up there.
Yeah, if you had about a 95 average or something, you didn't half have a go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you didn't know which way you went.
Same question to you, David, but can you keep it short because you're trained? A lot of experience and a lot of memorable stuff.
Obviously, the biggest memory is when I won the SP 9-Dart Challenge, which was the Sunny People. That was a UK countrywide event, which got me as the first ever wild card in the PDC, the World Championships, and I got beat by a guy called Steve Brown when I was 2 sets to 0 up, 2 legs to 0 up in the third set, and then the wheels fell off. I realised where I was and what I was doing, and then, like Arsenal, my bottle went.
It's funny you mentioned Steve Brown, because at my pop at the time, I beat Steve Brown in a competition a long time ago now, 35 years ago maybe, and someone came up and said, "Do you know you just beat?" And I said, "No, I've got a clue, Steve Brown." At that time, I was an England player, so that's one of my experiences.
Yeah.
I didn't know about it, but Steve Brown player, so I remember. Well done, excellent. Right, this is a tactical insight now question. How do you handle the momentum swings and pressure in tight matches? Tom?
Again, like I said earlier, I just seem to have a knack for knowing who to put in at the right time. Some guys need an arm around their shoulder and just calm it down a little bit, get in and do what you do. Some guys need an awful rev up, and you just need to know who is who and when to do it. And as I said earlier, it's working out pretty good for me so far.
Jared?
I agree with Tom. It's just knowing when to do it and who to put in the right place at the time. So
There's a silent for captain leaders then.
yes,
See players struggling, you rearranging.
yeah.
So give them a bit of a rest in the arm around their shoulder, give them a bit of confidence.
You give them the support and keep them going, keep them focused, enjoying the game.
Yeah. Especially in team sport. If you're not one player in the team, there's several players left on the team, of course. You know? Yeah. What about you, Tom?
Yeah, as an astute captain, needs to watch his players and see the one that's more of a standout and he can take the pressures. You know? So there's always someone that's going to be sort of like not playing too well, but the thing is you entice everyone to play, but you take your most experienced, the one that's going to take you to where you need it to be taken.
Last but not least.
No, I just think like with the England team in particular, because we know we're going to flog the Aussies. That's our first on the hit list, so that's a gimme.
I would love to.
So I don't think.
Don't know how much more
I don't think pressure will come into that particular match because we're just out to flog, and that's what we'll do. So
It's true that pressure is what we put.
oh, we tweak the nose of pressure, Stephen. We do. We tweak the nose of pressure, mate. Thrive on it.
I love this. It's pretty rock spicy this weekend, isn't it?
It's going to be up there, mate.
Right, talk about spicy rivalries and competitiveness. Is there any particular rivalry that brings out a little bit more of extra spice to the matches? Jared, it's a good question for you.
Go, here we go.
I'll give you the first one.
You want me to get the violin out now? Or? England, Australia, it's got to be. It's just 100%. Every sport, they butt heads, they clash. I mean, these guys are going to be so easy. What can I say? They're like an orange just squashing it. Right?
Well, I'll take it up. You build up.
Well, listen, let's call a spade, right? If this was cricket, then they would probably be walking away with that thing behind. But it's darts and we're a class above, so there's never going to be an issue as such on the weekend. Like, so obviously Darren can get his mouth to say anything, can't he? He's doing a good job. But, you know, at the end of the day, like, the England-Australia thing is always going to be spicy. But if you refer a little bit back to rugby and the Irish, these paddies know how to go a little.
I was about to ask Tom about that.
Yeah, well, they,
Sorry.
I mean,
Pretty good.
yeah, they.
What do you reckon there, Tom?
Who hates us? I mean,
You're the rest of the world.
oh, gee, I mean, I've got bits and bobs and all that, but yeah, I'm just saying.
So,
Yeah, rivalry.
what about you, Tom? Have you got any rivalries within darts, team-wise, country-wise?
Well, a big one has to be Ireland and England.
Yeah,
The history of both countries doesn't have to be talked about.
Battles, isn't it?
A little bit, yeah. Like,
Which I've done a few.
there's not an Irishman alive who wants to let an Englishman beat him, whether it's golf, darts, tiddlywinks. It makes no difference. Like, we are not going to back down, but there definitely won't be drinking. That's not a competition.
What about you, Tom?
Wouldn't go for that one.
Yeah, rivalries that...
No, we've
Well,
got
actually, like half 11 Saturday morning.
the thing is, we've got a mixed bag. You know,
Sometimes that's good, though.
sometimes I hate myself. You know, that much. I don't dispel that.
You could be the unknown quantity.
Oh, shut your guts. We've had your say.
All right, then, lads. Okay, now, a couple more questions. All right. This is more about pride as a supporter connection. What would winning the Club Nations tournament mean to your team and your supporters here in Australia and your Black Islands? Darren, I reckon.
For Australia, it means, a hell of a lot, especially to beat the English in the final. But for Australia, it's just paramount that Australia must win.
Well, they've had that
It's a mentality engagement, it isn't.
mentality and war cry
Yeah.
ever since England and Australia have played and sport really, haven't they? So, what about you, David? I'd like the answer to that.
I thought I'd already answered this question.
What does it mean to you?
To win this,
Being an inaugural one as well.
it means everything if I'm being totally honest. Like I said, with all your questions, I have immense pride in England. It's my own country. And I'll be fighting like I've never fought before, like to win all my games, to do what I can as a captain, pitch my players against the brains of Tom, and I ultimate respect to Tom. He has got the gifts, but putting that aside, I'm relying on experience. I've got players with a wealth of experience, so if we're to lose it, then I'm going to be flabbergasted and I will be heartbroken, because I do believe that trophy belongs under a British flag, English flag I should say.
Yeah, totally. This is good for Rob.
It mean a lot to win it. Like, we're all Irishmen, we've all moved over here for one reason or another. But at the end of the day, we're Irishmen, we're wearing an Irish shirt. We are not looking to let our country down, we are going straight for this. No matter who's in our way, it doesn't matter.
What about you, Anton?
Yeah,
But you feel like a captain of nations.
I can only speak for myself at least, but wouldn't it be lovely, the inaugural, the first one? You know, I've got mixed, got people in there that are from all walks, with all the nations. So, yeah, to take the first one, be the most memorable.
Yeah. So the first one's always the hardest.
Yeah.
So everybody wants to. Good questions. Last question now. All right, so it's a German banter type question. To you all, give us one prediction on who is going to lift the trophy and why. Tom.
Not a prediction, or us. I'm not going to think anyone else. I think
Did you think we're good enough? Or?
we're good enough. We've got a great squad of players. We've got former state players from guys who are used to winning leagues. We've got guys maybe not with the same experience as some of the other guys in the other sides, but we've got competitive guys who want to win this. The day I showed up at another competition that wasn't here, and I said, just literally put my hand in there, I said, who wants to play for Ireland? I had a stampede of guys coming running at me to sign up for it. So,
Excellent. Good spirit in the Irish team.
well,
Anton, you?
Realistically, there's three. I mean, if you turn up on the day, it's anyone's game. Depends on how you play. So yeah, there's three nations top of the list.
Yeah, I'm sure you put yourself down a bit. You could be the upsetters, but
Well, see, I don't. Yeah, well, the thing is, it's just like I said, the team's just been put together, and not everyone's, the experience. You need the experience in there.
this is where you can get it.
Yeah,
You know what
on the
happened.
day. Anyone can turn up on the day.
And that's it. It's on the day. No matter how good you are, playing darts, refereeing darts, and watching darts, no matter how good you are, there's always something
That's right.
that can be better than you. Right, rivalries. Oh, I'll take that. I'll let you have the first crack into one.
Look, I think we're gonna have tough matches. I mean, Anton's been saying about how ordinary, for the want of a phrase, his team is. But I know them players in that team, they're anything but ordinary. And if they turn it up, they're going to upset one or two of us. And if we go in a little bit absent-minded, thinking that we're just going to roll them, then we might just come unstuck. So we'll pay ultimate respect to them kind of players. And I'll be totally honest, we're going to belt bugger the Aussies, because that's my. I don't care if we lose to Ireland, because yes, I do actually. I don't care if it's only because, but we're going to beat the Aussies because we've got a poor record in history. I don't think it's much better against Ireland, to be fair.
It's Aaron's last word.
Australia all the way, but for the Australian team, we are going to be mindful and respectful of all the teams here, because we underestimate nobody. even that rubbish down here from England, you know. But we'll see what happens come Sunday.
Yeah, come Sunday. Well, gentlemen,
Hang on. I just want to say one thing. I want to wish, like the rest of the world, Australia and Ireland, all the best. And I sincerely mean that. I know it's going to be fierce. I really do know it's going to be competitive from the very first dart thrown to the last. I know as like England captain we ain't going to give an inch, and I'm almost certain every one of these teams are not going to give an inch, but from my point of view I wish them all the best of luck, and as a sport of gentlemen I hope that they enjoy the weekend as much as we intend to.
Okay. I've just had a secret message sent to me, and it's a bit tongue-in-cheek, I reckon. And a question to all of you. You've read the message already, haven't you?
Yeah.
Who is for Wooden Spoon?
Australia.
England, 100%.
Australia, it'll be Australia.
No in between.
I love the spirit and the rivalry amongst you all. Well, that ends the questions. I'd like to thank you, David, Tom, Darren, and Tom. I wish you all good fortune in this first Cup of Nations darts tournament held here at the
Sterling Day,
Adriatic Centre.
on the 18th and 19th. And if anybody's listening or whatever and want to come down and watch, please come down. I think it starts around at 10 o'clock.
Bring your Irish flags.
Bring your friends. Lots of money, buying beers.
Yeah, drink it for my friends.
Yeah. And so good fortune to you all. And let's hope that this tournament can go on again. And may the sport of darts prosper for us.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.